Alright, Algebra 2, Module 9, Lesson 1, Explain 3, Adding and Subtracting Rational Expressions. So adding and subtracting rational expressions is similar to adding and subtracting fractions. Identify any excluded values and simplify your answers when we add or subtract accordingly. Okay. So we have our two fractions. We're going to follow basically the same steps as we did in Explain 1 and Explain 2 and kind of put them together. So we are going to factor the denominators and identify where the expression is not defined. So basically that's when the denominator equals 0. So in our first one, x equals 0. In the second one, we set that in equation equal to 0 and find that again x equals 0 and x equals -1. Because -1 plus 1 would make this whole thing 0, or x itself was just 0 and so it eliminated anything in here. Okay. So find a common denominator. First we do so by finding the lowest common multiple for those values. And we say, okay, we're going to take, again, the highest exponent, if there's more than one, and our other factor. So that gives us this value here. Now this is where it starts moving on to the next step of being able to actually add and subtract these fractions. Is you are going to write the expression with a common denominator by multiplying both by the appropriate form of 1. And so when they say the appropriate form of 1, that can be known as your unit fractions or common factors or a fraction equal to 1. Those all mean the same thing. So this is our goal of what we want it to equal. On this one here, we say, well, we already have the x squared, so we need to multiply by the unit fraction of x plus 1. Over here, only thing we need is one more x to get my x squared. And so that is what we're going to multiply. So each fraction gets what it needs multiplied by it in order to become the common denominator. Once you have done that, and make sure that you multiply the numerator by that value as well, now that we have common denominators, we can rewrite the equation with the numerator all over that one common denominator and combine like terms. And we're finished. Okay, scoot up. So since none of the factors in the denominator are factors of the numerators, the expression cannot be further simplified, because that would be the other things you're like, can I simplify it and start eliminating? No. Alright, so next set. So factors, go ahead and start working on B and check your answers. So factors in the denominator. That one. Okay. Identify where the expression is not defined. So look at that and find out where does that equal 0, the denominator equals 0 when x equals what and what and what. For the expression and for the second one. Okay, so find the common denominator, the lowest common multiple for these values is, okay, and write your expression with the common. So what are we going to multiply both sides by? screwed up. Simplify each numerator. So if you haven't already, go ahead and do that. And subtract. Now when you subtract, you need to make sure you minus everything by that value. To take the opposite of all of those values in there and then combine like terms. And again, look for anything that can be factored, and if not, then there's your final answer. Alright, let's go to the next page. Add each pair of expressions, simplify the results, and noting the combined excluded values, then subtract the second expression from the first. Again, simplify the result and noting combined excluded values. So first look at these, okay? Simplify them as needed. Any excluded values, and then you're going to basically turn this into a subtraction sign and subtract them. So same thing over here, and then turn that into a subtraction sign and subtract them. So go ahead and pause the video and work those out and try them on your own. This is a guided practice, so a chance to try what you learned, look back at your notes, rewind the video, turn to the other page, whatever you need in order to be able to try to work it out first, and then make any adjustments or corrections as needed. I'm going to show the answer. Alright, so let's go ahead and show our answers. So now about using addition and then subtraction. The same exact values. There you go. Alright. I hope this helped. Oh, let's make sure you can see that last. That's a 2 minus x down here in the crevice of the button.